Ladies and gentlemen, Kong, Skull Island. Is that the Willie? Is that the movie?
Yeah, that's the official title. That is the only movie because nobody wants to take on King Kong.
Yeah, how
do you? He's too big. He's too mean. He's too scary.
That is one big monkey.
That is a big monkey. He's about 10 stories tall, and when they start dropping bombs on his island, they wake him up from a nap, and that makes him very, very grumpy.
And John Goodman looks pretty good in this.
Yeah, I like John Goodman. You know, he plays this kind of mysterious guy who works for a company called Monarch, and if you're a movie geek, that will mean something very important to you later on down the road. And he wants to lead this expedition to Skull Island, and he tells everybody it's like for scientific reasons. He doesn't know what's there. But, yeah, he knows what's there, and that's what he's looking for, King Kong.
So I got to tell you, Manaski rolled his eyes. But for me, I'm very excited and optimistic and hopeful that it will be, because I used to love these movies, but I'm hopeful that this is going to be a really good version. What do you think?
It's a solid version.
Okay.
I think it's an action movie that kind of like wants to try to be more but doesn't know how to do it. So you've got the good action. You've got King Kong looking amazing and ferocious and frightening, and watching him, engage in these battles with, let's just say it, other monsters on the island is really cool to watch. But, it also wants to kind of have this vibe of being an old B movie, being an old, Saturday afternoon serial like Indiana Jones, where everybody's got a wisecrack for everything. Well, you can leave the comedy behind most of the time. There's only a couple of moments where it really works. And then you've got just a movie that's only an action movie.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of depth here. There's not a lot of detail here. It really feels like an appetizer, a tease. They want to get you ready for the next movie. And if you're not a movie geek and you don't get the whole reference and all the other clues they drop throughout the movie, don't worry. Just wait through the end of the credits, and after the credits, they'll show you what's going to happen.
Okay, so this is one to sit through the credits. You got to sit through the credits on this.
Yeah, you can, and it totally explains why, hey, they didn't tell me a lot about King Kong. Oh, because they want to do another movie. Well, isn't that helpful?
I wish, Willie, you had told me to not sit through the Logan credits so that I could have gotten out of there on time. My girlfriend and I went and saw it, and she's like, we got to stay for the credits. We got to stay for the credits. And we stayed for the credits.
And Willie, you're a movie guy. You do not stay through the credits.
It depends. Like for Logan, I'll be honest, I had a really big Diet Coke, and I couldn't make it through the credits.
Sometimes it's tough. That's a very good point. And those Diet Cokes, you're drinking 2 liters. Yeah. But last night, so you knew you wanted to sit through because you knew something was going to happen.
I knew, because I knew something was coming up. I had heard the buzz. I had heard the rumors, and yes, the rumors were true, and the buzz was true.
Okay.
You have to be selective about it. Oh, if it's an Avengers movie, you got to wait through the end of the credits.
Yeah.
If it's a Batman movie, you probably got to wait to the end of the credits.
And to be honest, I always wait because I was always taught in film class that you wait through the credits, and it's stuck with me. And my wife and I always, she feels the same way. We sit and we watch, we read the stupid names, and sometimes you get surprised with some of it. But the beauty is you don't have to walk out with all those people either.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody else is left, and you gently walk out of the place, and it's not crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the funny part about sitting through the credits for this movie. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading, and I read a credit, and I go, oh, yeah, that's what they're going to talk about in the end scene. And sure enough, there it is.
Wow.
Because they have to give credit to something that appears. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay, so now, isn't King Kong, wasn't there, there was always a female love interest almost, right?
Well, yeah, and here it's Brie Larson, the photographer, who's along to document the whole expedition, and they downplay that in a very big way, and I'm kind of glad, because it really is an action movie. I think throwing in that little wrinkle would have just kind of made your eyes roll even harder than Manaski's just did a few minutes ago.
And so, also, is there any, is the Kong movie, is that owned by a Japanese company? Is that why there's always Japanese credits in these movies?
I know that they've used Kong in some other movies, so it's kind of been one of these characters that kind of got grabbed and made into cheap movies over in Japan, because I don't think anybody who owned the rights was looking to sue. Because, the first King Kong movie was, 1932, 1933. So anybody who cared by the 1960s or the early 1970s when they started exploiting the character was gone.
Right. Is there any talking? Like a Japanese person talking, and there's a voiceover, an overdub.
You do not get that in this movie.
Oh, darn it!
Yeah, it's all a bunch of stinking Americans. Sorry.
I was gonna miss. I'm gonna miss that. Okay, Willie. So, what do you think, Kong? What do you
We're
think?
gonna go 2.5 waffles.
All right. Well, that's worth seeing to me. I cut it off at 2.5, unless I really want to see it, and no matter what Willie says, I
Yeah, that's
see
fine.
it. Got a break at WIBX.